Welcome to this ICF Slalom podcast episode, part of the series running until the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. We bring you the inside stories from around the globe from the people who make canoe slalom so special. Here's your host, John Gregory.
A warm welcome to our 2025 Series 5 episodes. Thanks for joining me. We were treated to a thrilling start to the European season with the Senior European Championships in Vaires-sur-Marne, just outside Paris, the venue for last year's Olympics. Today we have contributions from a number of the medalists. I'm delighted to welcome Miquel Trave from Spain, Monica Doria from Andorra, Jiri Prskavec from Czechia, Camille Prigent from France, Jakub Krejci from Czechia, and Sam Lever from Great Britain. First, here are the new Senior European Champions for 2025. Monica Doria and Miquel Trave in C1, Ricarda Funk from Germany and Jiri Prskavec in K1. Kayak cross time trial was won by Camille Prigent and Gabrielle de Costa from Belgium. Then in the kayak cross head-to-head, again Camille Prigent and Jakub Krejci. Let's start with Andorra's delightful Monica Doria, winner of the C1 Women final.
Yeah, it was obviously it was a good race for me. It was a good final. The race overall, it was a bit roller coaster. So I didn't quite manage to make the semi-final run in K1, which I wanted. But then I managed to get in this C1 final, which I really, really wanted to be in. And the final by itself, it was actually a really good run. I had like tiny mistakes, which led me to 2 touches. But the navigation, the focus I had during the whole run, it was pretty cool. It was one of those runs that you arrive to the finish line and you don't even remember what you did because you were so focused that you were present in the moment, and that doesn't happen often. So it was really nice. That run was enough to win that race that day. That meant I was European champion, which is big words already. And as you said, it's my first senior win. Because last time I had the goal, it was 8 years ago in the Junior European Championships. So it's been a long time, and it felt really, really good to get on top of that podium in Paris and to see the flag of my country and the anthem sound. My coach giving me one of the presents in the medal ceremony. It was actually really, really cool. Last season and the previous one, I always had really solid semi-final runs, which often allowed me to be in those finals in World Cups or World Championships. But I always struggled a bit in the final to put the run that I wanted, not have any mistakes, and just pedal as I would in the semi-final run. And we've been working on that part, on that aspect with my team. And I feel like in this first race, I could manage to do that. So I'm really happy. But, our sport is unpredictable. So I know that in the next races, it's just you need to start again. You need to focus, and it's possible that it doesn't apply. But I just take that race in Paris as a lesson for all the work that we've been doing on that aspect, and that I am capable of doing it, and that can be really powerful, I think. Well, it's definitely a good way to start the season with a win, but that was as I was saying just before, our sport is unpredictable. Every race is a new race. We are all in the same level at the start, so you just need to get focused to do all the things that you have to do to perform that day, and that's what I'm gonna focus on the next races. But also I can tell you that I'm really happy, that I'm glad that I could perform in this first race, and that gives me a lot of confidence on the next races that I can repeat those runs. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about the following races, especially the World Cup in Laseu, which is home for me, and also in Po. So we will try to be up in the podium again.
That was Monica Doria, winner of the C1 Women. She talked to us from back home in Laseu, Spain. Next, I was delighted to congratulate Miquel Trave on bringing us such a nail-biting C1 Men final, which went all the way down to the last paddler on the very last gate.
Yeah, I think it was one of my best runs, for sure, away from Laseu. I think in Laseu I have some better, but yeah, away from Laseu, I think it's one of my best runs. I would not say that it's my best, but I know that it was really good and one of the best performances in the final that I could get. At the end, it's for the moment my biggest result, counting that European Championship, and it's taking the gold. So I'm really happy with it, and I'm really satisfied with the paddling. I think I was attacking. The course was not so good for the righties. It was tricky. All the first half of the course was tricky for the righties, but I think I could manage. I tried my best, and it worked. Yeah, after the Olympics last year, I found motivation to keep pushing hard to achieve my goals. Yeah, this winter in Australia, I could do some races. I could just try a bit if looking for a faster, more attacking paddling style would work and give more speed, and we saw that it was possible, but I had to be careful with the penalties to don't touch too much. Slowly I managed to deal with this new style. I would not say new, but a bit more attacking, and it worked. It worked. I see that it's I'm having fast runs. I just need to manage with the penalties, and that's it. So obviously, I hope to get World Championships medal, but everyone is starting that race in the start line without any time, without any advantage. So I will need to work the same as all the others. The first step is to be in the semi-final in the World Championships. Second is being in the final. That it would be my first final in World Championships in my career. So yeah, first step by step, and then let's try to fight in the final to give this speed, this attacking paddling style, and then look for the medal. But it will come.
That was Miquel Trave, winner of the European Championships in C1 Men. He talked to us from home in Laseu, Spain. Terrific to hear again from Tokyo Olympic champion Jiri Prskavec taking his 7th K1 Men European Championship title.
Yeah, I guess I was holding back a little bit on my heats and semi-finalists. I just wanted to keep it smooth, and as long as I didn't make any mistake, I didn't want to push too hard or risk too much, as the times were about 3 seconds slower from the 2 French young guns that were going really fast since the heats. So I knew what I had to do to get into the semis and finals. And then in the finals, I obviously tried my best. I was looking forward to put down a good run on that course, as I really liked the setup of the gates. And I tried to push hard, and I was really happy with how I managed my run. Yeah, I'm just really happy I can race both categories, as I'm enjoying both of them. My kayaking is probably gonna stay the same or go down in the future a bit as I get older, but the cool thing about C1 is that since I started so late, I still feel like I'm getting better, and I'm really enjoying that fact on it. And I think every year I learn something new, and I feel more comfortable on my offset side. And I'm just enjoying being part of this category and getting maybe closer to the best ones. And every new race is a new challenge. And I'm really looking forward to this year. I hope I'll get a little closer to the top guys, and we will see. It's been really hard throughout my career, as probably my first friends competition was Junior World Championship in Foa, where I was 11th by I don't know how much. I didn't make the final. Anyways, since then I have never medaled in France, not only win, but medaled. I had so many French fans, and I really wanted to break this record, and just someday medal in France, and I'm really happy it happened now on the Olympic course in Paris after unsuccessful Olympics. So I'm really happy I finally won something in France. And when I was leaving Paris, I kind of felt like we're even now, and I'll be really happy to come back at some point and enjoy another competition.
That was Jiri Prskavec, winner of the K1 Men European title in Paris. He talked to us from back home in Prague, Czechia. Now switching to kayak cross, here is France Olympian Camille Prigent, winner of the women's kayak cross race.
It was really special to win a double gold at home and with so many people cheering. It was obviously not as many people as at the games, but there was quite a nice atmosphere still on the Sunday. And the weather was really good, so it brought a lot of people, and I think they were really happy to hear the national anthem at the end of the day. Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think of that, but it is my first title on the European Champs. I did win with my teammates before, but never on the individual races in junior, U23 or senior. Only some silver or bronze, so it's really cool to finally get a gold and, get 2 golds. And also to get a gold in kayak cross, because I was only second or third every time on the senior races. So it's really I'm really happy to finally win some kayak cross, and especially at home. I guess to share it with my teammates made it even more special, with Angèle in the time trial and Emma in the fights. It was really some cool moments. I said on the interview that the hardest part of the day was the time trial, because it hurts, this race. But actually, I knew I could do really well. I was just nervous about the ups, because it's something new for me to sweep the ups in the time trial. I'm not so good at it yet, so I was a bit inconsistent in the training, and I was really nervous to try them out, but it worked really well, and I could feel I was going fast, so I guess I know the course well, so it helped. And I was really happy with the run I put down. Then I wasn't so confident for the fights, because it gets harder and harder every year, the kayak cross. There are so many good girls out there. And I was telling my friends something in the morning, I have no chance. I was really scared, and I didn't really believe in myself. But I decided to just take the runs one after the other and see how it goes. And I knew I could have a really good start, so I was trying to use that strength. And I think it helped me a lot, because I could always pick the right line and the up I wanted. So that's what helped me to get through the whole day. And it was really cool between the runs. We were always meeting with the other French when we were going through, because we had a little French camp on the island where the coach put some seats and drinks and candies, and we could just chill between the runs and dance on the good music that was played at the course by the DJ. So I guess that was some really good moments to stay activated between the runs and just enjoy the whole day. And then when Emma and me were in the final, we were so stoked. I was thinking, wow, it's such a good day no matter what happens now. And when we came first and second, and then I saw Benjamin was also second, it was such cool moments shared with the teammates. It's definitely a good start into the 2025 season to become a double European champion. But I was still really sad to miss out on the slalom final. I stopped just outside with 0.09 out, I think, with many mistakes. So I'm hoping for some better runs soon at the World Cups and to keep going like this in the kayak cross.
That was Camille Prigent, winner of the women's kayak cross time trial and kayak cross head-to-head. She talked to us from back home in Rennes, France. After previously talking with Jakub and Krejci following back-to-back European under-23 kayak wins, he now takes his first senior kayak cross win.
Yeah, it's my first senior win. I'm so happy for that because I arrived to Paris to want to make a medal. Unfortunately, it didn't happen in the slalom because I did a stupid mistake in the quali. Then I was really upset. So yeah, I'm really happy with the kayak cross medal. It was my first final in the kayak cross and I could win, so I'm really happy. I think the Sunday round was the biggest of all of the week, all of the championships. I asked Benjamin Renia and he told me that the French people really like kayak cross, and I think the Europe showed to us that the kayak cross is really interesting for the fans, and the crowd went really crazy on the bank, and also my teammates, which they run with me all of the runs, make the win more special. Yeah, so it was really good experience. I'm not sure if I found the key to make a medal in the kayak cross. I think I just found the key in Paris, where it was really important to choose the middle line on the ramp. If you were the fastest in the first downstream to the roll, you were able to do the upstream alone. So I will see how it will go in the next World Cups and in the World Championship. Yeah, I'm so excited to race in Prague in Doria because it will be, I think, the best race of the year. Like every time when you can race in front of the Czech peoples and with the speakers Dan and Mira. I want to invite everyone to Prague to see the best slalom and cross in the world.
That was Jakub Krejci, winner of the men's kayak cross head-to-head. He talked to us from training in Solkan, Slovenia. Finally, after his excellent YouTube commentary, I invited Sam Lever to summarise as well as congratulate him on bronze in the men's kayak cross head-to-head.
First, congratulations on bronze in kayak cross on Sunday. Your first European kayak cross podium as a senior. Tell us more about that progression through the final.
It was a typical kayak cross race, I'd say. The ramp was very important. The first stops were very important, how you come out of those. The gap into the first stops a little bit more than some of the competitions I've done recently. But beforehand, I felt confident, to be completely honest, that going into the head-to-head rounds, like I could challenge, I could make a bit of a difference. Now, I didn't know I was going to get to the final or whatever, but I knew that in rounds, if I do my due diligence, and like kind of study a bit, look at who's next to me, that I can really get somewhere. So I was like, okay, right, focus on a consistent ramp. I saw how important that was at the games. And I said, just get out first. I said, anything can happen, really. And then it worked in my first round, and then it worked in the second round. And then all of a sudden, I'm in the semi-final, and I'm like, right, just do that again. And then basically what I have is I have a document that shows the blade that everyone lands on the ramp, how they attack and defend ups, how they roll, and kind of the characteristics of them in cross. So I'm sat there, and I know that David Llorente, he wants to pick inside left as his first choice, and I've got second choice, right? And I said before the race, the best lane choice is inside right. And I'm saying, surely we take inside right then, Campbell, right? My coach, Campbell Walsh, I said, surely we take inside right. And I went, wait a minute. I said, let's have a look at Llorente and Midori, because Midori is going to get third pick. And I said, if he goes far right, he lands on his left blade. And Llorente, who's on the left of me, lands on his right blade. So I'm in a sandwich. And I went, I'm not going to be able to paddle there, I don't think. And I went, it's the optimal lane choice, but I think I'm going to have to give it up for the sake of getting a paddle in the water, not clashing. And so I chose outside right again, sprinted off the start, and yeah, it kind of worked out from there. I was able to land on that right blade. I think Midori got a little bit caught up off the start on that left blade that he landed on, and I just kind of like flew away. And then I didn't really realize I had Llorente so close behind me, but I just absolutely sent it on the upright. And then all of a sudden, I'm in a final, and I was like, that's the real celebration. For me, after the final, it's somewhat anticlimactic because you're in a real good chance for a medal. And the only real prize from a final, in my opinion, is winning. If you win, it's like, yes, come on. But for me, going through the semi-finals always the biggest celebration, because that's like, now you're in the final, Don't come last, really. Obviously, you're always fighting to win, but don't come last and you're going to be happy. So, yeah, as I came across that finish line, I was sort of like, not as happy as the semi, but the semi was the real moment where I was like, oh my word, like I've done it,
I love
So,
the
yeah.
scientific approach. I'm a left-handed paddler, so I want to be on a left blade. So I can
Yeah.
imagine, coming off the ramp, first blade in the water wants to be on my left. So the fact that you're analysing all those preferences of paddlers, whether they're going to go left or right, how they're going to roll, I had not maybe appreciated that. And good to you and the team. You have a good coach as well.
Yeah, Campbell definitely helped me out, but I always feel confident with that somewhat like analytical approach. Makes me feel like I kind of get an idea of what's going to happen beforehand, because how crazy kayak cross is. Anything could happen,
Incredible result. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
Okay, so I find it all the more amazing that you were so composed yourself in the kayak cross rounds and then final, given that you'd spent the last couple of days beforehand commentating for the European Canoe Association on YouTube. I saw lots of compliments on social media. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, that was pretty random. My friend Jonah Hanrahan, he'd been asked to do it because he's pretty much a British guy in France, right? And yeah, the night before, the people confirmed that they wanted Jonah. And then Jonah said to me, he's like, look, this is too late notice for me. I can't come up from Po. I'm not ready. I don't have the bags. He was texting me about this, and I said, right, pass my number on to the guy and we'll do it. It was Sebastian in the end. And he phoned me the night before the team's event and was like, Sam, can you do it? And I was like, yeah, I can do it. So I got off the phone call and straight onto YouTube like that. Like, right, how do I commentate? I had a rough idea, to be honest, from like, I watched loads of sport, lots of football and stuff. And I had an idea of how to commentate. Watched a little bit on YouTube, how to pause and all this stuff. And then, just sort of freestyled it. I started off quite slow in the team's event. I didn't want to like try to just take over on the first day. And then with 2 days experience, I sort of like built into it, got a feel for it, started to become more slouched on the chair and like, like comfortable in that position, and then just able to talk about whatever I wanted to, really. And for the final, it worked quite well. I was just sort of freeballing it, to be honest with you, with a couple of rules that I learned from YouTube and advice from you and your cheat sheet as well that you sent me over. I was just freestyling it. It was really enjoyable, actually. It was really fun. I loved the whole experience. It was quite tiring, but yeah, honestly, It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, well, you absolutely rocked at it. It is quite tiring. But yeah, I mean, I think that the insights that you are obviously able to bring as a paddler and yeah, the energy that you brought, the pauses, yeah, it was fantastic. So yeah, you might have created a career for yourself after paddling.
I hope so. That'd be pretty cool.
From that, of course, you had the perfect vantage point to summarize the highlights of the slalom semi-finals and finals. I would say who or what stood out to you in those semi-finals and finals?
Yeah, firstly, I want to say it was a real high standard at the Euros there. It was class. The first and obvious answer is Miguel Trave, but it's not just because he won. It's because, let's bear in mind here, Gestan won the Olympics by 5.5 seconds. Like, Gestan, like, usually is so much better than everyone else on that course. Like, comfortably better. So watching Miguel not just, like, come close, like, within a second. Like, he beat him. He matched his time in the semi-final and then come to the final. I know it was a Gestan touch that ended up giving Trave the win, but mate, Miguel's final run and his work on the water and like how comfortable he looked and the precision that he had on a course that he doesn't live at was mental, because his speed between the gates is always decent, but it's not going to be as high as a bigger person who can just carry more momentum. So watching Miguel as a small guy just be that precise on those moves that can trouble Gestan like it did was absolutely mental. And there's also the Jiri Prskavec shout, 7-time European champions, mental. But I kind of thought before the race I could see that from Jiri. Something I didn't think I'd see before the race was Martin Srebotnik. He's struggled a lot in the last few years, and it feels like, just from my perspective, every time I've watched Martin, he's got a 50 or he's got a mistake. And I've always watched it because he's a paddler that in 2021, 2022, when he was paddling really well, I was like, thought he was one of the fastest on raw speed. Like, I really thought he was great. And then that happened and I wasn't thinking anything other than, damn, like, I think it'd be great to see Martin, firing, like, what's going on. So to sit on commentary, and just see Srebotnik go down and put that run down, no 50s, no mistakes, looking way more composed, I'd say, as well, and way more confident in himself. Like, it feels like you could see a little bit of Srebotnik back there. You also had the likes of Gregory in the kayak men. He was kind of back as well, you could say. And it feels like it's setting up an exciting season. Like, everyone's forgetting Giovanni De Gennaro wasn't even in the final. Like, he'll be back at the World Cups. Titouan's right up there. Of course he is. You've got Jiri's right up there. Srebotnik could be back. Gregory could be back. Joe Clark, he's just going off to have his wife's going to have their second kid soon, but come the end of the season, he's going to be back. So, like, I think we're setting up for a very, very exciting season in slalom here.
Can't wait. The World Cup races start in just a couple of weeks. It's going to be awesome.
It'll be sick.
Anything from amongst the women?
In the women's, Satkova in kayak. Now, I know how good she is in C1 and she's brilliant in kayak, but the level of like composure and precision she had in kayak, similar to how she has it in C1. Look, as I say, I've always been impressed with Satkova in kayak, but like that was something that was pretty impressive. Ricarda Funk as well. I mean, it's easy to just talk about the winners, but again, like the mental block that she must have had coming into the back straight section from the Olympics, having been on a good run in the Olympics that could have contended for a medal, and then being on a good run that's contending for a win. Coming into the same section, there's a tricky move on the same feature that you messed up from the games. Like, I mean, that sort of mental bug that must be in your mind is crazy. So, yeah, her dealing with that is pretty nuts. Lauren Rosen as well in the C1 woman. She was, as I said on the commentary a few times, she was on the substitutes bench. She wasn't even racing. Something that I actually related to in 2023 as well. I had a race like that, the Europeans for under 23. I wasn't racing until a week before. And then it just like sort of snaps into reality. And I have to say, it's not such a bad place to be because it feels like a bit of a free hit. It's like, oh, well, like it's just an opportunity. It feels like it comes with no pressure. And maybe that's what she felt. It'd be interesting to see her perspective. But yeah, her level of delivery when it'd be easy to be telling yourself, I'm not supposed to be here, or I don't deserve to be here, or I'm just here because someone else didn't make it. But like she clearly didn't think like that, took that opportunity and absolutely flew with it. She was, very impressive. Then you also have Doria de la Sus, obviously taking her sister's spot on team, some would say. Maybe not throwing down her true speed in recent seasons. And it feels like she's worked something out over winter where she's just like, bang, I'm at this level. Where at selection, she was great. At the recent world ranking races, Dorian's been right up there. Then she medals at the Euros. It's like, right, I think we've got a new C1 woman on the scene here, you know?
Yeah, I think it's lining this out for a very exciting season. I was talking to Jana Dukatova while she was in Paris as well. And yeah, I mean, that year after the Olympics, obviously, you're not competing for spots, if you're not competing for team and stuff like that. You see maybe younger, some of the under 23 paddlers, of which you've been that group, are now coming in, and we're just seeing almost the next wave. I think it's going to line us up for a very exciting season.
Yeah, agreed. Across all classes, I think there's young guns coming through. There's the old heads who did well at the Olympics, holding off their places. There's also the old heads who disappointed at the Olympics, who will be a bit like, right, let me come back, let me show my own. So there's sort of like three bands of people who are all coming together to make this, I think, like pretty climactic season, especially in Australia. That will be a mega race, I think.
Yeah, it will be. Okay, well, I thank you both. Congratulations in terms of your own kayak cross, but yeah, thank you for the wonderful commentary that you brought to so many people at Europeans, first class.
Yeah, thank you, John, for your help as well with the little cheat sheet as well. It's very useful.
I'm a real nerd. I've been doing
own.
that for decades, probably.
That's very cool. That's class. Right, yeah, thank you, John. Thanks for having me on as well.
That was Sam Lever, bronze medalist in the kayak cross head-to-head in Paris. He talked to us from Waltham Abbey alongside Lee Valley in the UK. Thanks to my guests today, Miquel Trave, Monica Doria, Jiri Prskavec, Camille, Prigent, Jakub, Krejci and Sam Lever. I'm John Gregory. Thanks for listening. If you enjoy the podcast, tell other people, send them a link, like, follow or write a review. If you need more, keep reading Ettore Evaldi's brilliantly insightful and eloquent blog. Our next episode brings you my conversation with World Champion Jana Dukatova, recorded during the European Championships in Paris. Stay safe.
That's it for now, but please subscribe to the podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify or YouTube, and leave a review too. Until the next episode, keep it fast and clean.